to utilize your eyes. What is up, Alien Army? I am Oculus, the alien next door, purveyor of esoteric lore. And on this channel, we discuss everything out of this world. So today's topic, we are going to continue with our little reptilian shapeshifter series. Thank you, Sobek. And we are going to discuss a little bit how to,
what I've like called it this since probably before I remember,
how to throw energy through your eyes. The thing with reptilian energy is that you will notice their eyes. I'm not sure if all reptiles do have that glowing eye effect like house cats. I don't even know if big cats have that fucking glowing eye effect, but
either which way,
I do know that crocodiles have that where it's completely dark but their eyes are illuminated. That is actually part of how they can shapeshift through their eyes. Sometimes it can come off in a human. I have not been shown yet exactly how to do that, but I am going to tell you the beginning of how you can throw energy through your eyes. If you've ever heard the expression, the eyes are the windows to the soul, there is also a way with that reptilian shapeshifter energy where you can hide what's going on behind your eyes. With the reptilian brain, it's when it behooves you, because if you're in a situation where you don't want someone to see what is going on behind your eyes because perhaps you consider that a threat, well,
if they see this, then they're gonna think I'm XYZ.
Or if they
see that, they're gonna think I'm ABC
or whatever, right? So that is part of, if someone feels threatened, if they want to close off, because let's face it, you looking at a motherfucking crocodile, you don't know what the fuck he's thinking. He's just looking at you like, okay, so like that is actually a very good characteristic to have. If you know how to throw energy through your eyes, or if you don't, or whatever, I don't know, whatever you're doing, I'm gonna just talk about both ends of the spectrum here. So you could throw energy to make a motherfucker see what you want them to see, or you could just put up a fucking drawbridge and you'd be like, nope, you ain't seeing nothing today, motherfucker. And you could look at a motherfucker cold, dead in the eye, and they're not gonna have a clue what's going on. Be like, So how you do it with throwing energy, I always knew how to do this. Like when I started doing it, I just knew what to do. So I don't want to tell you that I learned this from anywhere. I don't know if there are tips, tricks, techniques, shortcuts. I don't know. I haven't looked into it. This is just something that I just know how to do it, okay? So I'm sure a few of you do know how to do this as well, but what works for me, for those who really want to hone in on like your practices of doing it, or maybe just like hear out another way if you already know how to do it or whatever, what would happen with me naturally, remember we're going by reptilian brain. Thank you, Sobek. We are operating out of pure instinct. So if there is a situation that I'm in and I need to, I don't know, Captain One a motherfucker, like I'm gonna give you this look and you're gonna know what I'm talking about and you're gonna shut the fuck up right now, right? Okay, and I'm sure like you guys know what I'm talking about. It's like it comes up in sort of like an instinctual way, like red alert. But if you want to hone in on that energy, you can picture when you've done that just in the moment, because remember, we're all reptilian shapeshifters in a human vessel because of the reptilian brain. So you've probably done that shit and you don't know that that's what you were doing, but in that moment where you knew like, I'm what motherfucker, like when you give a motherfucker that look, you did it instinctually. You want to imagine what was going on within you in that moment. Did you feel a primeval threat? A threat can be a whole bunch of different things, but there was some sort of threat there that you're like, we gonna cut this shit out right now. And not a threat that you were afraid of it, but it was more like, I know that this shit is not going to do well to preserve me. Remember, it's preservation of the self. It has nothing to do with the other. It's like, it's me or you, motherfucker. Now what? Like, it's energy like that. It's like where there was someone who maybe they said some stupid shit to you, or you picked up on energy of someone and you gave them a look before they could even start with you. Okay, that energy, your reptilian brain perceived a threat, and in that moment, remember, it might not have been a logical threat, it might not have been a threat that was going on necessarily in the physical, but something primeval was like, no motherfucker, it's me and you, now what? Like, it was like that. It was sort of like shoulder pop shit, okay? Like what? It was like that. It was quick, it was instant, it was in the moment, because in that moment you had to show a motherfucker who's boss. So that's really the energy that I can describe it. Like, I'm sure you've done that in situations where it just came up naturally. So if you want to practice being able to really throw energy through your eyes, then think of a situation like that when you did it naturally and what the circumstances were, and then now you're just gonna picture that, and you're gonna be like, if you're in a situation where, let's say, the reptilian brain, I mean, it's always working, remember, one eye open, right?
The crocodile sleeps with one eye open and have its brain awake.
So if you're in a situation where you, let's say now, you want to be intimidating, but there's nothing really going on in your physical environment, but you just want to carry yourself with that look in your eye, like, don't fuck with me, then what you do is you picture that time when it happened instinctually, because that's where you're going to get how you do it. And it's different for everyone. For me, it's sort of just like, if I want to do it, I'll picture like energy coming up from the root chakra, and then it's like what? Like, but it comes out sharp with clarity. You always want to keep in mind when something happened in the moment from that primeval portion of the brain, and you want to think of how you were operating in that. Were you doing that to be intimidating? Were you doing that because you thought that someone was going to try to one-up you, or whatever the fuck the, you know, the personal case was for you? Picture that energy, the way that you reacted to that, and you gave someone a shit-ass motherfucking stare, and then you start to practice that in, you know, I guess your everyday experience, if that's what you want to fucking do. If you want to walk around, like, you know what I mean? Yes, you are able to do that. You are able to look someone dead in the eye, not say anything, and then have them do what the fuck you want in the moment. So if you want to think of that, think of the primal instinct, and then rev it up in yourself. And then when you want to consciously do it, when there's no perceived threat from the primeval, you remember what the primeval taught you when you did do that instinctively, and then you just remember, you rev it up, you like hype it up, okay? And then you imagine all of that energy coming up from root chakra. It's like boiling, it's boiling, it's boiling, then it's like, and it comes out through your fucking eyes however the fuck you want it to, okay? Like me, I just picture like laser beams. Why the fuck not? That's what you can do. Or obviously, if you want to convey a different emotion, then you would just imagine when you felt a different emotion and you felt your eyes change, and you're like, oh shit, like, I didn't mean for you to see that. Like, I've seen that in people's eyes at certain points, and I'm like,
oh damn,
like, because I picked that up, okay? So whatever emotion you want to convey, you can do that. It doesn't necessarily have to be intimidation, okay? It could be anything also where you felt your eyes change like naturally, right? Because when you're angry at someone, you're gonna be looking at them like a little bit like penetrating. You're gonna be looking at them kind of like with a dead stare. Whereas if you're happy and you're laughing, it's like your eyes are kind of like they're like kind of, I don't know, I call them like shiny. They're more expressive, like
I'm having fun.
So just think about that too,
because this is how you fake emotions in your eyes.
That's what it fucking is.
Because you're doing it now, you're consciously doing that, and you're revving up the emotion subconsciously. So it's like you're creating the fakeness, but you're doing it from what you learned from the reptilian brain, right? Because the reptilian brain does it naturally, but this is how you utilize those gifts when you want to conjure whatever the fuck you want to conjure. You could do the same thing for the happy emotion. Just rev it up, rev it up, rev it up, and then picture coming out in a nice fluffy cloud through your eyes, okay?
I'm be honest, this is how you fool people.
Listen, this is how you persevere. This is how you preserve yourself if need be, okay? Sometimes you might need to be the
that's so funny, oh my god, you're so hysterical.
Sometimes you might need to be that, and then that's your preservation, right? And sometimes you need to be that cold ass motherfucker that's just staring a motherfucker down, and that'll be your preservation, because you're always going to be able to pick up on what you need to do in the moment. But obviously, if you want to just have fun with it, you know, you can do that too. So how to block feelings from your eyes. This is more shapeshifter shit too, because as I said, Mr. Motherfucking Crocodile, you don't know what the fuck is going on with him, because he just there in the water, like, that's what he's doing. You're like, hey, what's up? And he's like, and there's nothing, okay? There's absolutely nothing. So what you do if you want to show nothing, now you picture the opposite. So there could be times that you actually, like, let's say someone would
I don't know why this example comes to mind,
but I'm sure if you could think of a situation you've been in, like something like this, where you know someone is talking to you and they're full of shit, and it's like every time they fucking open their mouth, it's like more shit just falls out of it, and you're like, damn, motherfucker, you need a motherfucking porta potty, you need a motherfucking latrine, okay, because of all the shit that's coming out your mouth. I'm pretty sure most of everyone watching has been in a situation like that, and you just have a blank stare. You're like, because it ain't affecting you, because you know it's bullshit. And that's like the best comparison, I guess you could say, that I could think of, where you can relate to kind of where you just had that instinctual reaction, like, my dude, you're a fucking joker, I ain't gonna say nothing else. Okay, like you're like a fucking wooden face, okay? You're like the fucking Moai on Easter Island. Like, that's your fucking facial expression when the motherfucker is talking and it's like doo-doo coming out their mouth. So a situation like that, you can just imagine yourself unfettered, and you picture, for me, I'll picture something where, and again, I do this naturally, so it might be differently for you. I'm just giving you an example how you can rev up that to show that in your eye, okay? If you're just picturing blinds going down on a window, it's like, okay, that's it. No more emotions, nothing conveyed to you, right? Or you close the drapes, or you close the curtains, okay? So that's what might help you to think of, like, if you don't want to show any emotion, if you just want to give someone a blank stare, or you don't want someone to know how you're feeling in the moment, or, you know, however you want to fucking do it. Like, especially, like, let's say if you're in a situation where it's like, maybe you're at a job interview or somewhere, or if you're...
Good one, excellent.
Amazing. If you're playing poker, I'm sure a lot of poker players know how to fucking do this, because that's what they do. It's no emotion. It's like poker face, like blank. Okay, so you want to think poker eyes, like just, that's what you want to think, and you will feel, at least I do, okay?
I don't know if anyone else does or has or will,
but for me, every time that I throw energy through my eyes, I feel it. Like, I feel my eyes fucking changing, okay? That is the shapeshifter. So it doesn't necessarily have to be shapeshifter energy in terms of you seen a motherfucking reptilian shapeshifter on TV and now you're like, no, it ain't that serious. I mean, you can do that, obviously, as I explore this further with Mr. Sobek. I'll get into that if I'm guided to. The most basic shapeshifter quality that someone in a human vessel possesses is from the reptilian brain, is that ability to understand why and how the shapeshifting occurs, and then they can utilize that from the reptilian brain, because remember, that's prime, right? That's what's keeping you safe, secure, out of danger in the 3D vessel. That comes before everything else. Those basic instincts, those basic needs, whilst you're in a physical vessel, they come before emotion and manifesting positive vibes. They come before cognizance and knowing what the fuck you want, what you don't want. It's like, if you ain't in your physical vessel anymore because you let a threat get to you, like literally, because this is what we're talking about, prime evil threats, you ain't even gonna be around to enjoy that. So that's where the shape-shifting comes from, because if you look at a motherfucking alligator, if you look at a motherfucking crocodile, they never show fear. It's like, what you got, motherfucker? Like you looking at me? Okay. It's really like that. And when it gets darker, then what happens is that their eyes begin to glow. I don't know exactly how that fucking works, but you know, when it's bright in the sunlight, then their pupils get really small to take in less light. So it's really your shape shifting through your eyes all the time, because that also does occur in the human eye. But with the shapeshifter, as conveyed to me, is actually that you can legit, and I knew this, as I said, I knew this before he came through, but he's really like guiding me to, like, you know, you could have your eyes glow in the dark too, if you want. Maybe some of you do that. I mean, I don't know, right? Everything is fucking possible. So I just wanted to get this message out, because that is something very important that I was conveyed about the crocodilian energy and about the reptilian mind. It is persevere, and there are situations whilst in a human vessel that it might be best for you to either show XYZ emotion or show ABC emotion, emotion or show no emotion at all, right? That's still preservation, but now you're doing it in a way where you do it not on an instinctual level, although you still always will do that on an instinctual level, but you do it now more so at your will, at your whim, okay? And then it's like, ain't nobody gonna know what the fuck is going on. Like, you could feign in your eyes like that you feel in a certain way, but you really feel in another type of way if you put that block up. Might behoove you to do some of those things in the moment, I don't know. Anyway, that's what I got for you today. I am Oculus, the alien next door. We will chit chat again soon.